Going over to the political part podcast, you have Gavin Newsom saying that we shouldn't give in to Trump and we should totally peacefully protest. And now he says that. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Colin Rugg, which he says, quote, Justin, California Governor Gavin Newsom appears to be trying to tear up as he tells Californians not to give in to Donald Trump. Yeah, don't let Trump save the day with the Marines. Don't let law and order come to your state. Again, it is so mentally vacuous that Democrats and, the governor and the mayor of LA and the governor of California are blaming Trump. I mean, Bass, God, she's so mentally vacuous. She basically set up the ingredients or made the roadmap for the city to be burnt to the ground. But yeah, this is a place where she was saying, oh yeah, none of this would happen if you just let the crime happen. She basically, she said, oh yeah, if the ICE wasn't doing these raids, no one would be upset or no one would be angry. So just like a shitty parent, she's saying, oh yeah, just let the behavior go, never correct it. Which kind of the philosophy of the whole California or most leftist cities. Now, without too much further ado, and there you go. You can see the slimy Gavin Newsom. Let's hear what he has to say. Oh. The battery will work here. Can I be too upset when things don't work in IT? Because shoot, that'd be half my job gone. We attempt at apologies that. Reconnect that. Well, this is funny. Fun fact, if you're ever having issues in life, or more accurately with a computer, resetting the computer doesn't fix it every time, but more often than not, the magical pixies inside do fix after you do that. But try one more time to connect. I'll just go ahead. Sorry about that.
At this moment, we all need to stand up and be held to account, a higher level of accountability. If you exercise your First Amendment rights, please do it peacefully. I know many of you are feeling deep anxiety, stress, and fear, but I want you to know that you are the antidote to that fear and that anxiety. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him.
Yeah, after not arresting bad guys for decades and with all their bombastic rhetoric, now he's saying, oh yeah, now you should be peaceful. All while they are a sanctuary state, used to enforce the law, but yeah, be peaceful. Now, this Pretty Valley got 1.2 million views and 4.6 thousand likes, with one of the first major comments coming to us thanks to Gunther Eagleman, who says, quote, I hope everyone understands that Newsom doesn't mean a single word he says. Gained 3.4 thousand likes, and yeah. The Gas Stove, our favorite contrarian, says, quote, I don't think he slept in the last 144 hours. He's working tirelessly, unlike other governors like DeSantis, which that is comical to think of Gavin Newsom actually working for a living, putting in more than a couple hours a day. Though that did get 36 likes and 82 comments. First comment coming from Johnny B. Dog says, quote, what's he working on? Getting 22 likes. The Gas Stove says, ending Trump's tyranny. So mentally vacuous. Benjamin Brand said, quote, yeah, being a drug addict and staying awake isn't working. What's he done other than post on X about how shitty job he does? Getting 9 likes. DH Energy says, quote, he's gaslighting, lying sack of shit. Cock getting 9 likes. It's not simple, says, quote, working tirelessly on getting you that high-speed rail by 2048, 2084 tops. Getting 14 likes. Another great example of the corruption and or ineptitudes of California. They spent billions of dollars on high-speed rail, and they've assembled, 12 feet? Yeah, it's got to be one of the most corrupt states in the union. Paul Suzupa says, quote, Gavin Newsom is trying to protect illegals at all costs. He's making that clear, getting 394 likes. I mean, they literally spent billions of dollars in healthcare for illegals in California, while taxpayers struggle to make a living and keep the lights on. Barefoot Pregnant says, quote, Trump brings strength, Newsom brings speeches and blame, getting 131 likes. Going down more and more. Salty Cracker says, I have his wife, getting 2.8 thousand likes. That's one of the top comments. Carter Family says, crocodile tears, lol, this guy's a fraud, getting 709 likes. The Undercurrent says, quote, Newsom out there acting like a hostage in his own video, tearing up while defending the chaos he created. Bro, blink twice if Sacramento's holding you captive, getting 449 likes. Got some funny AI with Newsom standing in front of LA as it burns to the ground. This is credited thanks to Guy, and Guy says Newsom must resign. California, getting 350 likes, as they only lose Fortune 500 companies and pretty much only lose people. I'm sure, like the city of Chicago, they'll be great next year. No, absolutely not. Scrolling down more and more. Ethan, I fact checked this a couple weeks ago, I think. It's not all correct, but it's mostly correct. It says, why is Gavin Newsom smiling? They say highest poverty rate in the nation, which that was Alabama. Highest gas tax in the nation. Actually, not. It's the second. I did a whole book report on this, like in high school, actually. And fascinatingly enough, some things never change, like taxes. The highest state in the United States for sales tax on gasoline is actually Pennsylvania. Now, the highest gas in terms of cost to the consumer is California, because California has their special BS, special gasoline they have to add to their specifics. So in terms of actual formulation and emissions, all that kind of stuff, they have certain stricter emissions in California. So that special gasoline costs more to produce because there's only a couple refineries that can do it, and it's only for that state. So you're increasing the cost of goods sold to the consumer. So even though it's technically not the highest gasoline tax in the U.S., it is the highest price to the consumer. Now, they also say highest income tax in America. Yeah, it's like 13.5% in high, which is, no, that's just viscerally disgusting. Imagine already, I would argue more than half of all of our income goes to the government through the myriad of taxes. But imagine more than half of just your income just stolen between the feds and the state. They also say record homelessness in California. Yeah. Now, that also got 58 likes. Let's see here. Noah Christopher says, quote, Newsom crying on camera while LA burns his peak Democrat leadership. Emotional theatrics instead of action. Californians aren't scared of Trump. They're scared of lawlessness in the streets, cartel crime, and a governor who protects rioters over residents. Trump's enforcing the law and order. Newsom's bragging for feelings. One's leading, the other is auditioning for a damn Netflix drama. 179 likes. Aaron has a picture of a meme of Gavin Newsom and says, quote, we're Democrats, we don't do accountability. And it's Newsom laughing and holding his hands like an evil Bond villain, looking extra slimy. Though, again, I don't have much ground to stand on when it comes to visual appearances, though I partially digress. Arthur Eagleman also says gaslighting like the best. Sorry, this is Hunter Eagleman saying gaslighting like the best of them, getting 132 likes. Yeah, I don't think anyone believes California leadership is actually authentic. And again, they've been in charge for how many years now in California? But yet they still find a way to blame Trump and Republicans for this. Yeah. But, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I'm sure people just reelect Newsom time and time again. But maybe they won't. Let me know in the comments, because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say today. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.